Okay, right now we will discuss the fluorescence microscopy. Fluorescence microscopy basically it's an optical microscope that uses fluorescent instead of addition or scattering, reflection, attenuation, absorption to study the properties of organic and inorganic substances. Fluorescence microscopy refers to microscope that uses only fluorescence to generate an image. As far as the principle is concerned, the specimen, the sample is illuminated with a light of specific wavelength, which is absorbed by the fluorophores, the lamps, causing them to emit light of a longer wavelength, that is of different colors than the absorbed light. And this illumination is separated from the much weaker emitted fluorescence through the use of spectral emissions filter. And typical components of this fluorescence microscopy are light source. It may be a xenon arc lamp, it may be mercury, which are more commonly used forms in addition to high form of LEDs and lasers. Then excitation filter is there, dichroic mirror is there, and emission filter. We will discuss the application of this detail. And the filter and the dichroic beam splitters, they are chosen to match the spectral excitations and emission characteristics of the fluorophore used to label the specimen. This is basically the general layout, and this is the light source from where the light is there. It may be a xenon arc or mercury lamp as discussed. It emits the lines, light of various colors. Here is the excitation filter which block out all the lights except allow the blue light to pass through. Then dichroic mirror is there which reflects the blue light downward and pass through the objectives and the sample. This sample is stained with a fluorescent dye. It emits only green light along with some residue blue light. Then again passes to the dichroic mirror to the emission spectra. The purpose of this emission spectra is to block out all the residual blue light which is emitted by the sample. And this passes only the blue light to the ocular and then to the eyepiece. The typical components of the fluorescence microscopy as discussed is a fluorescent dye. It's a chemical compound which can re-emit light upon the light excitation. When the light falls on it, it will splitter. Then it contains several combined aromatic groups or plane. Many fluorescent stains have a design for a range of biological molecules. That is, you can have a particular stain dyes which can be used only for the biological samples, bacteria, fungi, etc. And some of these are small molecules that are intrinsically fluorescent and bind a biological molecule. The examples are nucleic acid stain, like DPI. These are the examples of the dyes which are used to stain actin fiber in mammalian cells. The light source, 4 main light sources are used like xenon arc lamp, mercury vapor lamps with an excitation filter laser beam, high power LEDs, and lasers are most commonly used for complex fluorescence microscopy technique, while xenon arc lamp, LED, and dichroic, they are used for wide fluorescent epifluorescence microscopy. Excitation filter, as discussed, allows pass only the wavelength absorbed by the fluorophore dyes and minimize the excitation of other sources of fluorescence, blocking excitation light in the fluorescent emission spectra. Basically, it blocks out all the lights except blue light. Dichroic mirror, it's a film, thin film of accurate color filter used to selective laser colors pass light of a small range of color while reflecting it. So it basically reflects the dye's beam of light. Emission filter, it's typically a band pass that passes only the wavelength emitted by the fluorophore, that is the dye, and block undesired light. As discussed, that it block out the residual blue light also. So only the green light pass to the eye, ocular. By blocking unwanted excitations, UV and IR, sample system or autofluorescence optical filters ensure the darkest background. If we talk about the applications of fluorescence microscope, it is used to identify the structures in fixed and live biological samples, bacteria, fungi, algae, etc. And the fluorescence microscope is a common use today in life science research because it allows the use of multicolor staining, labeling of the structure within cell, and measurement of the physiological state of the cell. If we talk about the advantages, this microscopy is the most popular method for studying the dynamic behavior except in the live image. And this has the ability to isolate individual proteins with a high degree of specificity, non-fluorescent material, and the sensitivity is very high. It can be detected as few as 50 molecules per cubic meter micrometer. Different molecules can be stained with different colors, allowing multiple types of the molecule to be tracked. And these factors combine fluorescence microscopy clear advantage of the optical imaging, both in vivo and vitro. Then we have a limitations of this fluorescence microscopy. Dyes, they lost their ability to fluorescence as they are illuminated in a process called photobleaching. And this photobleaching occurs when the fluorescent molecules accumulate chemical damage from the electrons excited during the fluorescence. And so this photobleaching can be severely limit the time over when each sample is can be observed in fluorescence. So staining with that fluorescent dye, it's a time specific. Several techniques they reduce photobleaching, such as use of more robust fluoropore dyes by minimizing illumination or photoactive protective scavenging chemical. Basically, it's a practices how you can reduce the photo bleaching. And this fluorescence microscopy with fluorescent reporter proteins enable the analysis of live cells of fluorescent microscopy. The cells are susceptible to phototoxicity. So if you accept more dyes, then toxicity may be there because particularly at a shorter wavelength. Moreover, fluorescent molecules have a tendency to generate reactive chemical species when under illumination, which enhances the phototoxic effect. And further, like untransmitted and reflected light microscopy technique, this microscope allows observation of the specific structure which have been labeled. For example, observing a tissue sample preparing a fluorescent DNA stain by fluorescence microscopy reveals the organization of DNA within the cell and reveals nothing about the cell morphology. So in this fluorescence microscopy, so this structure is very important. So you must go through this, and most of the students they draw the dichotomy in the reverse section, and they are not unable to position the excitation filter, emission filter, and dichotomy. They unable to place there in appropriate place. Thank you.